Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about the release position, a position you have got to get into before you release the golf club through the ball. If you're not getting there, you're doing something wrong. The release position is just a position, a point in the golf swing where you release the golf club through the golf ball. But if you don't know where that is, then it's very likely that you're going to be releasing the golf club too early. And to stop you releasing the golf club too early, you've got to practice getting into this position. Remembering that it's a position, a dynamic position, not a point where you're going to stop, but more a station that you're going to drive through on the way to the end of your golf swing. So where is it? Well, in truth, the impact position or the release position is a point around about here, where your hands have reached around about the height of the trail thigh, and you've got your trail elbow down, your hips and your chest rotated towards the target. At this position, you are going to release the arms and hands through the ball, and you're going to resist and extend in your legs. If possible, with both legs. If not, at least with the lead leg. And at the same time, making sure that you don't allow yourself to be pushed back away from the target because of the force that you're resisting with the lead leg, but getting at this kind of happy balance of the energies kind of being pulling you towards the target and the resistance you're creating in the lead leg to keep you centered. Getting into this position is really, again, just a case of drilling the body, and what we always need for that is a simple exercise. And you can use an exercise that I showed you in the last video, which is basically taking your address position with your lead wrist on top of your trail wrist, making the backswing, and then holding the angles in your wrist and elbow until basically you can't turn your hips any further to the target. At this point, you should have your hands about thigh height and you should have your chest pointing towards the target. But because of the kind of internal rotation you have in your lead shoulder, your arms are going to be still kind of pulled back behind the ball, ready to be released through the ball. What I see a lot of times when people are practicing the release position is them turning basically their hips back to around about parallel, keeping their shoulders closed and their chest close to the target whilst dropping the arms. Now, from this position, there's really not going to be time for you to clear your hips, let alone your shoulders, to make room for a decent release. And what will tend to happen then by exercising or practicing this movement, getting just back to parallel and dropping the arms, is that you're then going to start flipping. And you're going to be basically spooning the club, and you can't keep enough pressure on the club to actually get it through the ball. So it's absolutely imperative getting into this position to get your hips rotated past their starting position as far as you can to the target, getting your chest rotated past its starting position as far as you can to the target, getting the trail shoulder down, which is pulling this trail arm down and getting you into a position where you can then accelerate with your arms and hands through to the target, and getting your legs, keeping your knees bent so that when you start accelerating with your arms to the target, you can actually use your legs to resist the energy that you're just using and basically throwing down towards the target. It's a extremely complicated movement, a golf swing, but you've got to basically be teaching your unconscious or subconscious brain exactly at what moment in time it's going to do that and what has got to take place before it releases the golf club. If you can do this and get a feeling for it, then you've got a chance. Once you get that kind of feeling, okay, it goes here before it goes there, you can start to practice it. And you can see here how I'm getting my arms to straighten through the ball and pulling them around for me to the left of target as my chest rotates around there. This is a position you see Fleetwood in a lot of times when he's practicing. In fact, most of the times he'll actually stop his rotation there and he doesn't actually go into the classical kind of end position. This is probably because he's just practiced this so many times, he's used to actually stopping in that position. And he's got so much mobility in his thoracic spine, he can actually get there. For us mere mortals, most probably, it's all going to start breaking down around about here, but it doesn't really matter because the golf ball's gone. I'm still going to practice it though, trying to get my hips and shoulders rotated here and really releasing through as far as I possibly can without allowing the arms to cross over and rotate the club face closed. I want the feeling of the face staying square to the spine angle as long as possible. And once I get this feeling of coming into the release position, I then want to try and get my swing to drive through the release position, having a timing for when I'm actually accelerating my arms and my legs, rather than thinking about getting into the position and then releasing. I want it more to be a kind of a moment in time. So I'm trying to get a feeling for how much time does it take me to get the club down and then release, rather than thinking of do this, and then hit it. And once I've got this kind of feeling, I'll then basically trust my body to do it for me. As I keep repeating to you, and there will be a video coming, you can't think about it when you're doing it. You can't think about it. You've got to let your body do it as best it can. But we'll be talking about that in the future as well. The release position, an essential position in the golf swing. Probably one of the most essential positions in the golf swing. If you don't get there, it's going to be difficult to actually keep the club square through impact and get the power and pressure on the ball that you really deserve. But it takes, like everything else, a lot of practice. Hope you enjoyed it. As ever, if you did, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Little bell will give you notifications the next time that we drop a video. Thank you very much to all my Patreons. The patrons that are on Patreon who support the channel. If you would like to support the channel by making a small donation monthly, I shall leave a link below. Thank you very much to all of you. Look after yourselves, stay well, get out on the golf course, enjoy this great game. See you soon.